What's going on, guys? Romer the Romer here. I'm with Raiken Profit at RaikenProfit.com. And today we're going to talk about traveling and making money while doing it. So you went on a 90-day road trip.
Yeah, this was probably about 3 years ago. Maybe 3 years ago. I don't know. I went on a 30-day road trip where I was just doing Amazon FBA.
Okay.
And then I enjoyed it so much. I don't know how, it was like a year later. I went on a 90-day road trip where I went from Connecticut all the way down south through Florida, up Florida, the other side, went through Texas, New Mexico, California, and I was staying at really nice hotels.
Were you?
Pretty much like every night.
How'd you do that?
I mean, I was just using hotels.com and Hotwire, I think. So
Okay, Hotwire's the shit.
yeah, so I like hotels.com though because you actually know where you're going. Hotwire kind of like, I haven't used it in a while, but it kind of like, it doesn't tell you where you're going, but it gives you like a better price.
Yeah, you might be staying some sketchy places. I use Hotwire a lot.
Yeah.
Hotwire's awesome. So you stayed at hotels the whole way?
Pretty much hotels the whole time. You know, I stayed at a couple of friends' houses back then, but like I was going more for like the lifestyle and the experience. Like I could have stayed in my car, which, man, I give you credit for doing that.
Yeah.
Could have stayed at friends' houses and stuff, but I don't know. I was just like, I was loving like staying at the hotels. I would always look for a jacuzzi and, you know, I'd wheel out the little hotel thing. I was doing a lot of retail arbitrage and books at the time. So I was going to a lot of Walgreens, Toys R Us's, Walmart's, Targets.
You came out at a profit.
I came out with a profit. I was actually surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. And back then, like, this was before I had like a bookkeeper. Like, I wasn't like tracking everything to the T. And like, I had more money in my bank account. Like, I think $5,000 or $10,000 more.
You had more money at which point? Like, when
say I left, back at that time, like 3 years ago, I think I had like, I don't know, 20 or 30,000 in my bank account.
Mm-hmm.
I had like I think it was like $7,000 or $8,000 at the end more in my bank account.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was actually surprised, but that's the thing about like traveling. Like when you go on the road, people are like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. Humans are really like strong. Like for most people, I feel like when your back's against the wall and you have no other option, you're gonna find a way. So I was hustling every single day. I was hitting up all the different stores, thrift stores, RA locations, like I had mentioned, and
RA's retail arbitrage. It's going into stores and purchasing just like clearance items, right? And
exactly.
Those are quicker too than books.
Things were different though back then, and I was doing a lot of pawn shops, tons of pawn shops. This is before like Amazon like restricted everything.
Okay.
Like this was like I was able to flip like TI calculators, all Sony CD players, like any electronic that I wanted to. Like I would literally go into the pawn shops, I would buy out all their calculators, all their new in the box stuff, GPSs. I was flipping the Garmin's like a mofo.
So you kind of knew what you were looking for before you went in these places?
Yeah, at the pawn shops for sure.
Okay. But even like, I mean, it almost seemed like it'd be like you would know like a Walmart.
I killed it.
Did you use BrickSeek at all?
No.
BrickSeek's a website that you can like look up what's in stock, and from my experience, it's never right. But I mean, a lot of times it is.
I was an amateur with RA back then. I just had, I took advantage of my network, and we were actually having a conversation about this earlier while we were hiking. We're over here at Ragged Mountain in Berlin, Connecticut.
Beautiful up here. I didn't know Connecticut was this beautiful.
Yeah, I had friends who were like a lot smarter than I was. A guy named Jameson Philippi, and he was just telling me, check out, look for this, look for that. So he was giving me like bolos and different items, and then obviously hitting the clearance sections. Things were way easier back then with RA. For the folks who are interested in retail arbitrage in 2019, 2020, it's getting harder and harder on both ends of the stick. And we were talking about this as well. You're kind of getting burned on both ends of the stick where prices are kind of like getting smashed down because of competition. And then there's also like restrictions and there's more sellers. So it's getting harder and harder. A lot of my friends who were big in RA are actually moving on to OA, which is online arbitrage now, and private label and wholesale. So, pawn shops and like doing what I did back then was actually way easier than it is now. So I would probably switch up my model a little differently if I had to do it again. I'd probably focus more heavily on books and library sales, and maybe like very specific toys and like RA products that are very rare.
Okay. How would you find those rare RA products?
Either scanning a lot and figuring it out, or just tapping into my network. Like I went out with my friend Jameson, who I've had on my channel quite a bit recently, and there's just certain products that you want to look for, like certain outdated Legos. We actually went out to West Farms Mall, it's a mall a couple towns over from me in West Hartford, and we went into this store. I forget what it was called, but they had like a bunch of calendars and like outdated toys and stuff, and he found like a couple $100 in profit in just outdated Legos, like the little Lego packets, some Lego boxes, different things that they've just been sitting there.
That's wild. So if you had to do it again right now, there's like kids out there, you know, grown ass men out there that want to go travel and they want to come back with a profit. If you had, you know, let's say 45 days, 50 days that you're going on this trip, a lot of these people don't have money for a hotel. Like how, I don't know if you have any input on that, how to minimize those expenses. Actually, I don't even want you to answer that. I want you to answer, how would you, like, what would you do to make money? What would your making money?
Yeah, I'd personally do books right now. I'd hit the library sales. I'd probably go really heavy too on like LitGo and Craigslist and stuff, doing some quick flips off of there.
Okay.
The thing is, it just depends on how much space you have available. Space is very limited. That's why, like, I would say go eBay all day, but the problem with eBay is you have to store your own inventory.
Yeah.
Right? There's like so many. I would say there's even more opportunities with eBay, like traveling.
Okay.
The problem is, like, you have to like store everything, and you're on the road, and you got to ship, and it's
Were
kind
you
of
mapping
annoying.
out your route?
Yes. So like I kind of had an idea of where I would go, and then I would utilize like Google Maps, and I would type in like Goodwill or pawn shop, and I would usually plan it either the night before or that morning. And then I would just kind of write out, like, I would figure out, okay, I'm going to be going there. So then I would kind of like map out kind of my route from there as well, and just utilize Google Maps.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about FBA is you can just load up your car, go bring it in the hotel, or in my case, I just list them in the car, list them while I'm in the store, and just ship them out immediately.
Yeah.
You start getting paid.
Yeah, and that's what we all love about Amazon. You find the product, and then you send it off to Amazon. They pick it, pack it, ship it, deal with customer service, and you get paid. So I think books are a great opportunity right now. Obviously, stuff from thrift store, anything new in the box, board games, video games. There's a great opportunity with electronics, especially if you have like a seasoned account, because a lot of the new accounts are restricted. There's a lot of great opportunities at thrift stores as well to flip on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. Even pawn shops as well still, but it's a little bit harder, you know. Locally buying as well.
Yeah.
Even Instagram, social media, Facebook Marketplace.
Did you say you said LetGo?
Yeah. I didn't use that personally, but I have friends who use that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've wanted to, like, I've never done this. Like, I travel so much I should, but I've always wanted to map out, like, post Craigslist ads for free. You can say wanted by
Wanted ads are amazing.
Yeah. Post those in the city I'm about to go to. Post Facebook Marketplace. I mean, obviously map out Book Sale Finder.
If you have a virtual assistant, dude, they can help you out a lot with that.
Yeah. Talk about that a little bit. What
Yeah.
do you like? When did you first get your virtual assistant? Was it way back then, or did you just recently?
Yeah, so I still have this business. I'm not actively running it anymore, but probably about 4 years ago, I started a Kindle publishing business. So I have over 200 ebooks that are published, and I had virtual assistants writing the ebooks for me, editing the ebooks, creating the covers, and then even posting the ebooks up on Amazon. So I have 200 ebooks. I have over 50 paperbacks, probably actually over 100 paperbacks, and I have over, I think, 40 audiobooks. So like you could take a book and then turn it into a physical book, like a digital book, turn it into a physical book on CreateSpace, and then turn that CreateSpace book into an audiobook on Audible. So I started hiring virtual assistants back then to create the content, edit the content, so on and so forth. The opportunity is
still there.
It's still there. I'm not like, to be honest with you, I'm not like on the cutting edge with all that stuff anymore. I just kind of let the business run. I make a couple $1,000s a month from it still, because I got all the, back then, like everyone was like doing fake reviews and doing all this crazy stuff, and I was doing it as well, and I got like a lot of books ranked very well.
So you just got those.
Yeah, I got them ranked very, very well. So they still make money. The business is dying. Like I could probably actively go in and probably get some of them making more money, but you know, in business, there's something called an opportunity cost, and I have other things that I'm more passionate about and focused on. So,
okay.
Yeah, but that's how I started. But virtual assistants are great. I hire a lot of them off of Upwork.com, and a lot of them work for $4 or $5 an hour. They can do anything you want. You just have to take the time to train them. And quick tip: create a private Facebook group. This is one thing that I've done. Create a private, like, secret Facebook group, and then you could hire VAs and put them in the private Facebook group, and then you could create a bunch of like videos and put them in there.
Nice.
So then they could reference it. So like if you want to hire someone to do something in your business, maybe like create wanted ads, get like a software like screencast-o-matic.com and just share your screen, get a microphone, share your screen of you doing whatever task you want to outsource, and then just upload the video to Screencast-O-Matic. It's actually automatically on there. Post it in the Facebook group, hire a VA, put him in there, and then just have them do it.
Yeah. You got any tips on like just traveling? You know, as far as like hotel cost, food, gas, like just minimizing expenses. Were you that type of person?
I wasn't
or
that type
you
of
weren't worried
person.
about it?
No,
Okay.
I wasn't like. I know
Follow my content for that stuff.
He's very
all
frugal.
day long.
Yeah, I was just worrying about like making as much money as I can and live a cool lifestyle.
Yeah.
But no, like I wasn't like I'm probably the worst person you could ask for that. I was spending a lot of money on the road.
Gotcha.
Just to be
But
honest.
you had the Kindle thing going for you, and you already
Yeah.
had a little bit of money in your bank account.
Yeah, I had YouTube, I had Kindle. You know, I already had Amazon sales. I had a lot. I had like over like probably like 500 or 1,000 items in inventory back then. This is before like long-term storage fees were going crazy and like all these. This was back when like, I don't know if you remember this, but you used to be able to have like multiple of a SKU and like you wouldn't get charged long-term storage fees on it with the books. So if you had like 10 of a book, I forget, it was a long
They
time
only
ago.
charge you for one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was something like that. Someone helped me out, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It was a while ago. The rules changed a lot.
Yeah.
Fee structure
There's a lot
changed
of
a
weird
lot.
stuff like that.
That's what Amazon does. Like they get everybody in, like they make all the fees cheap. Like you see it like when like Amazon FBA will launch in different countries, like the fees
Yeah.
are so low.
Yeah.
And then as people come in, they get your balls, right? Just like this. And then they just
Woo! Ow! Ow!
I'm being dramatic, but that's what they do. Even Caleb Roth talked about that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
In one of the videos that I did with him.
Yeah. Networking.
Yeah, that's huge.
I think there's a lot of networking opportunity while you're on the road. Did you do that at all, or was it mainly?
Oh, I did.
all-
Yeah, I
Okay.
did some meetups. This is a while ago, so I'll be honest. Like, I don't have the best memory with this, but like, I've always been like, that's one of the things that I kind of pride myself on, like with my YouTube channel and Facebook. Like, I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about like quitting my job over 5-6 years ago. Like, I'm so grateful for this lifestyle. Like, I'm always looking to network, connect, and just help people. So I networked.
How does a
with
newbie go about that?
add value like however you can. A lot of people are scared to network because they're like, oh, I'm new, like I don't know like that much, how can I help? But everybody has like different life experiences, and like there's always something. This sounds corny, but I feel that everybody has a gift and something special, like a different perspective, or like there's just something that somebody could always give. So just try to help out as much as you can. Like even if it sounds stupid, like if you learn something or if you made a mistake, say you made a big stupid mistake, go into a Facebook group and be like, hey guys, this is so embarrassing, but I made this really incredibly dumb mistake, and I just want to let everybody know like it's embarrassing, but I don't want anyone who's new to make this mistake. And like by making yourself vulnerable and putting yourself out there on a limb, like people respect you. Like trying to pretend you're an expert before you are is like the biggest mistake. Like Gary Vaynerchuk talks a lot about this. Like for people like creating brands and YouTube channels and stuff, like don't be the expert, just document, just give value. Value doesn't have to be the expert. Value could be in like avoiding a stupid mistake, you know, sharing the ups and downs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and just introduce yourself to people, be nice, give as much as you can.
And this goes from like the virtual world of like posting content now to the physical world of like just talking to people.
Yeah,
you know,
pretty much. It's huge. There's a saying that goes, your net worth is, you know, your network.
Yeah.
Right? Or your network is your network. I don't know.
It's still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Low battery mode.
But yeah, that's huge in this business, man. Meeting one person can change it. You know, I'm not going to get into your personal business now, but you've met a couple connections recently that have been absolutely like transforming your business. So like literally his business was like this, and then boom, you met a couple people, and you know, it's been that way too. You know, with my YouTube channel as well in terms of like subscribership and even like some different launches I had. Like I had a launch recently where I made $108,000 in a week. And it's just because of a relationship that I made like a couple of years prior.
That's crazy. That's
so,
wild.
Yeah. So.
All right, guys, we'll leave it at that. $108,000 in 1 week. Network, guys. Network. Network is your net worth.
That's it.
100% what you guys got to do. Peace out, guys. Raiken Profits here. You can go find him.
Like, comment, subscribe.
You can go find him at RaikenProfit.com. Peace out, guys.